This is Nightline and I'm Zahir, Kelvin and Abdullah. The top stories. Malaysia to build school, hospital and mosque in Gaza, says Prime Minister. And final victim found in Miri landslide. Malaysians celebrated the arrival of Chinese New Year on Wednesday, marking the Year of the Snake with vibrant celebrations across the country. In the capital, MCA's open house event was a key highlight, drawing the attendance of government leaders and people of various ethnicities and religions. As early as 8 a.m., visitors began arriving at Wisma MCA to join in the festivities with lion dance performances and the sound of firecrackers captivating the crowd. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi was welcomed by MCA leaders, including its President Datuk Sri Wee Ka Siong. He later took part in the traditional Yi Sang tossing ceremony. In his speech, he described the beginning of the Year of the Snake as particularly vibrant, marked by various collaborative efforts, including strengthened ties between Malaysia and China.
Ini memperlihatkan hubungan 50 tahun diplomatik dengan China bukan hanya diterjemahkan dari hubungan G2G, tetapi yang penting ialah B to B, business to business dan people to people.
The strong Beijing-Putrajaya relationship was also showcased through a spectacular display of over 1,000 drones from China at the KLCC Twin Towers recently. Meanwhile, the Chinese New Year celebration across the country was ushered in with vibrant festivities featuring festive decorations, cultural performances and joyous family reunions. On the first day, celebrants come together with family and friends dressed in their best attire, indulging in traditional delicacies and cherishing quality time with loved ones. Nightline's Muhammad Nadir Azfar has this report.
Similar to other festivities in Malaysia, Chinese New Year is celebrated not only by the Chinese community but by all Malaysians, regardless of race and ethnicity. Born to a Sri Lankan Javanese father and a Chinese mother, Mas Marlena Muhammad chose to embrace the cultural heritage of her maternal side. Like many others celebrating, she hosted a Chinese New Year open house, welcoming her friends and colleagues to join in the festivities.
Every year, we always try our best to visit our family back in Penang. But this year we didn't get that chance, but we still wanted to have the family vibes, and we decided, why not we just, open up a little party for families, for friends who maybe didn't get to balik kampung. So we just had this party for that. I think what is important is just a little bit of time together, a little bit of unity, and just to enjoy the presence with other people. So because we are able to, get together, and if you can see today, we have a lot of different races, we have family members. Because of that, we just get to enjoy a little bit of culture as well as to enjoy our time together.
For her guests, the opportunity to celebrate together with people from different backgrounds truly reflects the spirit of unity among Malaysians.
This is considered first time I enjoy the Chinese New Year celebrating with them because we have different background. If you can see from here, we got Malay, Chinese and Indian itself, what we call as Satu Malaysia. So it's really bond ourselves because we will celebrate everything. For example, like Chinese New Year, Raya, Deepavali together.
I always love it when we have this kind of sessions. I mean, for me, I would say it's something that is common because we have a very large variety of people, especially from our work and family. We're all mixed up everywhere also, so it's really a lot of fun whenever we can just get many different people to come in with different styles, and everyone brings in so many different things and elements to it. It honestly is just not a party if you don't have everyone here together.
As laughter and blessings fill the air, the celebrations reflect on Chinese New Year's true essence: joy, tradition and togetherness. In Malaysia's multicultural society, such festivities unite people from all backgrounds, strengthening bonds and ensuring the festive spirit is kept alive for future generations. I'm Muhammad Nadir Asfar for Nightline TV Tidak.
Wish you a happy Chinese New Year!
Malaysia will spearhead efforts to build a school, hospital and mosque in Gaza to help alleviate the plight of its people. In addition, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said Malaysia and Japan will collaborate on Gaza's reconstruction through the establishment of a special fund. The fund, aimed at supporting the reconstruction of affected areas, was agreed upon by the governments of Malaysia and Japan under the Cooperation among East Asian Countries for Palestinian Development (CPAD) initiative. Meanwhile, the construction of a school, hospital and mosque in Gaza is an initiative by Malaysia. This will be realized through a synergized effort involving various parties, including government-linked companies, non-governmental organizations, the corporate and private sectors, as well as the support of the Malaysian people.
InsyaAllah, kita akan mulakan dengan pembinaan sebuah sekolah, sebuah rumah sakit dan sebuah masjid. Sebagai suatu usaha kita, pengorbanan masyarakat dan rakyat, mudah-mudahan Allah memelihara kita dan menjamin keselamatan Gaza dan Palestin.
According to Anwar, Gaza's recovery planning should be carried out as soon as possible following the January 19 ceasefire announcement. Previously, the Prime Minister stated that the reconstruction of Gaza, which has been devastated by Israeli attacks since October 2023, is expected to cost more than 4.5 trillion ringgit. The genocide has also claimed over 46,000 lives and left more than 2 million Palestinians displaced. Meanwhile, analysts have described Malaysia's initiative to help rebuild basic facilities for the people of Gaza as a commendable effort that should be emulated by other countries, including ASEAN members. According to geopolitical experts, the joint initiative between Malaysia and Japan is expected to raise awareness among nations in the region, encouraging them to contribute to Gaza's reconstruction, which has been severely affected by prolonged conflict.
Dia dah jadi masalah kemanusiaan secara global. Jadi seeloknya kalau macam contohnya persepakatan ni kalau dia dapat merangsangkan bagi ASEAN dapat bekerjasama bina semula, ia memang lebih baiklah.
The move has also been viewed as a reinforcement of Malaysia's commitment as a nation that consistently supports and provides assistance to the people of Palestine.
Malaysia dan ASEAN melalui pertubuhan serantau boleh bergerak secara sederap untuk secara konsisten mendesak kepada pembebasan sekatan dan mendesak kepada kemerdekaan tuntas Palestin.
A family of 5 were killed while 2 others were injured in a landslide in Miri, Sarawak on Wednesday. The body of the final victim, a 71-year-old woman, was discovered at 6:26 p.m., bringing an end to the search and rescue operation. Miri District Police Chief ACP Alexid Nagachabu confirmed that the victim's remains, identified as Fatimah Dawi, were found pinned beneath concrete rubble. According to Miri Fire and Rescue Zone 6 Deputy Chief Rafi Sapar, a total of 12 individuals were inside 2 houses in Kampung Lereng Bukit when the landslide occurred.
Tanah yang longsor tadi, yang runtuh tadi, telah mengakibatkan bahagian bawah rumah semua tertimbus. Bahagian atas rumah clear. So mangsa yang sempat keluar, yang berada di tingkat atas memang dah berjaya keluar lah.
The other 4 deceased were identified as 41-year-old Sazarina Arabi and her 3 children, 16-year-old Irshad Shaira, 11-year-old Noor Raina Shafika and 8-year-old Noor Raisia Shahira. 7 other victims were safely rescued. In the 2:30 a.m. incident, the family of 5 was feared buried after their home was struck by a landslide. The disaster is believed to have been triggered by the collapse of the Bukit Canada hillside following continuous heavy rainfall since Tuesday. Commenting on the incident, Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Ahmad Douglas Unggah Embas said a thorough investigation will be conducted to examine the embankment structure at the site.
Mereka-mereka yang duduk di lereng-lereng bukit ini mesti berjaga-jaga. And I'm calling upon the agency, the local council, to do the assessment sama ada tempat itu selamat untuk diduduki atau tidak.
As the chairman of the State Disaster Management Committee, JPBN, he assured that all relevant agency personnel at the divisional and district levels are on high alert. This preparedness is crucial to handle any potential disasters, including floods and landslides in the state. The public has been urged to remain cautious following a continuous rain warning issued by the Malaysian Meteorological Department, Met Malaysia, for several areas in Sabah and Sarawak, which will remain in effect until Friday. Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, who also chairs the National Disaster Management Committee, said those in high-risk areas must stay alert to warnings and instructions from the authorities. He emphasized that safety should be a priority and prayed for everyone's protection from disasters. He also expressed condolences to the families of the victims of the landslide incident in Miri, Sarawak earlier on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the flood situation in Sarawak has become more worrying, with the number of temporary evacuation centres, PPS, increasing to 34 as of Wednesday evening compared to 15 earlier in the day. Evacuation centres across 9 flood-affected districts are currently sheltering nearly 2,000 evacuees.
Rumah ini, itu petais itu. Rumah ini, orang punya rumah ini. Tengok petais itu.
This scene was captured by residents in Bintulu after heavy rainfall early on Wednesday morning submerged many areas in the district. The situation worsened due to the high tide phenomenon, forcing 143 victims to seek refuge in 5 PPS. In Syrian, the number of evacuees has surged to over 800, all of whom are housed in 15 PPS. Meanwhile, in Kuching, 3 PPS have been opened to accommodate over 200 evacuees from Batu-Kawah and Bau. Samarhan and Miri have each recorded 255 evacuees across 4 PPS, while in Sibu, 2 PPS remain operational in Kanawit and Selangau. Also affected by floods on Wednesday were several districts in Sabah's east coast, including Lahad Datu, Baluran, Sandakan and Kinabatangan. In Baluran, the main road connecting Sandakan and the east coast to the state capital has been cut. Several villages, including Sapagaya, Tamoy Baru, and Tamoy Lama, were inundated. 3 villages, Kinabatangan, Kampung Kasih, Kampung Paris, Satu. Meanwhile, in Ranau, residents of Kampung Lungkidau in Panginatan have been cut off after the suspension bridge connecting the village was deemed unsafe for use. This follows a sudden surge in river water levels due to continuous heavy rain since Tuesday. Meanwhile, a minor earthquake with a magnitude of 2.9 hit Ranau Sabah at 3:16 p.m. According to Met Malaysia, the epicenter of the quake at a depth of 4 kilometers was 11 kilometers west of Ranau, and the tremor could be felt in Ranau and the surrounding area. Ranau Fire and Rescue Station Chief Ridwan Muhammad Talib confirmed that no emergency calls or reports of damage have been received so far. However, continuous monitoring is being carried out by the Fire Department and Met Malaysia. The Special Finance Assistance BKK for 2025, amounting to 500 ringgit for civil servants in grade 15 and below, including contract appointees, will be disbursed on February 25th. Government pensioners and retired veterans with and without pensions will also receive 250 ringgit on the same date. This was stated in a circular dated January 27, signed by Director General of Public Service Tan Sri Wan Ahmad Dahlan Abdul Aziz. According to the circular, BKK eligibility applies to permanent, temporary and contract appointed officers, officers on full pay, half pay and unpaid leave, MyStep personnel and interim teachers. Government pensioners and veterans who have been reappointed and are still in service will also be eligible for the 500 ringgit assistance. The 250 ringgit will be provided by the Public Service Department JPA, while the remaining balance will be covered by the department where the officer is serving. Officers who are deceased as of February 25, 2025 will still be eligible for the 500 ringgit BKK payment. This financial assistance is exempt from income tax. However, BKK will not be provided to top management officers, officers dismissed or demoted due to disciplinary action, and officers who resign between January 1st and February 25th. Meanwhile, for officers who are under suspension, disciplinary charges, or are facing legal action, the BKK payments will be postponed until they are cleared of the charges.
What game-changing opportunities did Malaysia seize at the World Economic Forum WEF 2025? How is Malaysia positioning itself in the global economic landscape? And what's next for Malaysia after WEF's bold economic talks? Zahir Kelvin Abdullah sits down with the Institute of Strategic and International Studies ISIS. Only on Money Matters, this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
National shuttlers make winning starts. Sports action from the Thailand Masters when we come back.
Jom.
Untuk nikmati rasa Korea sebenar.
Pergi ke Wali Media memang impian saya dengan arwah bapa.
Dari kecil, saya selalu buat melodi lagu. Dan papa selalu nak dengar. Sampai dia dapat duit pencen. Dia keluarkan 15,000 untuk sewa mini album. Dan kita orang kena tipu dengan satu record label. Satu kopi pun saya tak dapat. Dan sebelum papa pergi, papa ada cakap, Alin, jangan stop.
Menarik di MHI.
Op selamat sepanjang musim perayaan mendidik pengguna jalan raya yang berhemah.
Rasa manis dalam buah-buahan adakah sama seperti gula yang membawa mudarat kepada kesihatan?
Sambutan Tahun Baharu Cina meraikan Tahun Ula simbolik kepada kebijaksanaan dan juga kesuburan.
Juga mendalami pakaian tradisional kaum Cina seperti Cheongsam dan Qipao.
Harga rumah kediaman bertingkat semakin tinggi, ikuti perbincangannya dalam Soal Wang.
Isnin hingga Jumaat jam 10 pagi.
Stream ditonton juga eksklusif di
TV3.
Wanita hari ini.
Setiap insan impikan cinta sejati.
Sakitnya bila cinta dikhianati.
Rasa nak makan udang lah.
Sambal udang, kari udang, macam-macam lagi menu udang.
Istimewa Tahun Baru Cina bersama kami.
Kemeriahannya Rabu nanti.
Masihkah ada peluang mengandung pada usia 40-an?
Bincangkannya bersama dengan kami.
Dah diberi kasih sayang, dah diberi perhatian, hujung-hujung disakiti pula.
Itu namanya diberi madu dibalas tuba.
Semuanya di Wanita Hari Ini TV3.
Dan stream sekarang ditonton.
Kenaikan harga bahan binaan pun sangat tinggi. Kenapa tidak ada pilihan kedua di Malaysia ni? Kadang-kadang orang salah faham apa itu kontainer, apa itu kabin.
Kebakaran ini berlaku hampir hangus semua dijilat api.
Memang nak kena bina balik bangunan baru lah.
Kami nak mencari kelainan, memperbagaikan konsep bangunan yang kita ada.
Majalah 3 eksklusif. Jumaat 10 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Sports now, badminton, the 2025 Thailand Masters. National shuttlers kicked off their campaign in Bangkok in style, with 6 of our representatives advancing to the second round on Wednesday. In the men's singles, Kok Jing Hong delivered his best performance to clinch a commanding 21-15, 21-17 victory against India's Ayush Shetty. Awaiting him in the second round will be South Korean Jeon Hyuk Jin. Another national men's single shuttler, Aidil Sholeh Aidil Sadikin, breezed past Mithun Majunath of India 21-14, 21-13 to set up a meeting with China's Zhu Zuanchen in the round of 16. In the women's category, S. Kisona recovered from a slow start to stun India's world number 58, T. Hemanth, 15-21, 21-11, 21-13 in 53 minutes. Up next, she will take on Indonesian Putri Kusuma Wardani for a place in the last 8. The other national shuttlers who also reached the next round were men's doubles Kang Kai Sing and Aaron Tai, women's doubles Ong Zin Yi, Carmen Teng, as well as mixed duo Lu Bing Kun, Ho Lo Yi. Meanwhile, it was the end of the road for Justin Ho as he was beaten 21-17, 12-21, 13-21 by Indonesia's Zaki Ubaidillah. Another single shuttler, Chiam Junwei, also crashed out in the first round after losing to India's SS Sankar Muthusamy 21-15, 15-21, 19-21. The other Malaysian representatives who suffered the same fate were women's single, K. Leshana, men's doubles, Lo Hang Yi, Ng Eng Cheong, as well as Chia Wei Ji, Louis Sheng Hao. Football now, the Brazilian Campeonato Paulista Palmeiras were held to a goalless draw at home by visiting Bragantino in their clash in Sao Paulo on Tuesday. Bragantino almost opened the scoring in the 22nd minute after Vinicius Pereira's shot was tipped away by goalkeeper Weverton da Silva. The hosts then had the best chance a minute before the end of added time when substitute Alan Andrade Ilias was denied by the sidebar. Despite several attacking chances, neither side could break the deadlock and the game ended in a stalemate. The result leaves Palmeiras in second spot in Group B with 8 points from 5 games, while Bragantino are third in Group A with 4 points. Dozens feared dead in India festival stampede. The details when Nightline returns.
Pergi ke YD Media memang impian saya dengan arwah bapa.
Dari kecil, saya selalu buat melodi lagu. Dan papa selalu nak dengar. Sampai dia dapat duit pencen. Dia keluarkan 15,000 untuk sewa mini album. Dan kita orang kena tipu dengan satu record label. Satu kopi pun saya tak dapat. Dan sebelum papa pergi, papa ada cakap, Alin, jangan stop.
Wanita hari ini.
Setiap insan impikan cinta sejati.
Sakitnya bila cinta dikhianati.
Rasa nak makan udang lah.
Sambal udang, kari udang, macam-macam lagi menu udang.
Istimewa Tahun Baru Cina bersama kami.
Kemeriahannya Rabu nanti.
Masihkah ada peluang mengandung pada usia 40-an?
Bincangkannya bersama dengan kami.
Dah diberi kasih sayang, dah diberi perhatian, hujung-hujung disakiti pula.
Itu namanya diberi madu dibalas tuba.
Semuanya di Wanita Hari Ini TV3.
Dan stream sekarang ditonton.
Menarik di MHI.
Selamat sepanjang musim perayaan mendidik pengguna jalan raya yang berhemah.
Rasa manis dalam buah-buahan adakah sama seperti gula yang membawa mudarat kepada kesihatan?
Sambutan Tahun Baharu Cina meraikan tahun ular simbolik kepada kebijaksanaan dan juga kesuburan.
Juga mendalami pakaian tradisional kaum Cina seperti Cheongsam dan Qipao.
Harga rumah kediaman bertingkat semakin tinggi, ikuti perbincangannya dalam Soal Wang.
Isnin hingga Jumaat jam 10 pagi.
Stream ditonton juga eksklusif di
TV3.
Kenaikan harga bahan bina pun sangat tinggi. Kenapa tidak ada pilihan kedua di Malaysia ni? Kadang-kadang orang salah faham apa itu kontainer, apa itu kabin.
Kebakaran ini berlaku hampir hangus semua dijilat api.
Memang nak kena bina balik bangunan baru lah.
Kami nak mencari kelainan, memperbagaikan konsep bangunan yang kita ada.
Majalah 3 eksklusif. Jumaat 10 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Kekal cakna, kekal sihat. Hello Doktor merungkai pelbagai persoalan kesihatan anda.
Penyakit kronik, pemakanan, kesihatan mental, semuanya demi kesejahteraan anda.
Setiap minggu bersama tenaga pakar kesihatan terbaik Malaysia, segalanya terjawab dalam Hello Doktor setiap Ahad
5.30 petang di TV3
dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
News from the foreign front. Hundreds of millions of people across the world celebrated Chinese New Year on Wednesday as they bid farewell to the Year of the Dragon and usher in the Year of the Snake. In China, thousands of worshippers flocked to Beijing's Lama Temple to mark the first day of the Lunar New Year, lighting incense and praying for good fortune. Many believe beginning the year with temple prayers ensures a smooth year ahead. Over in Australia, revellers ushered in the Lunar New Year in Sydney's Chinatown in the street festival that attracted locals and tourists alike. The Sydney Lunar New Year Festival features a variety of events including night markets, performances and dragon boat racing. Meanwhile, Moscow started the Lunar New Year celebrations with traditional lion and dragon dances and the opening of a Chinese-themed market in the center of the Russian capital. The market was decorated with traditional Chinese red lanterns, dragons, figures and various symbols celebrating ties between Russia and China. At least 40 people have died and dozens injured in a stampede at a bathing ritual during the Hindu festival of Maha Kumbh in the North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. Authorities said the incident unfolded at about 2 a.m. local time when a massive crowd surged toward the Triveni Sangam for a holy dip on Mauni Amavasya, the second royal bath of the festival. Devotees broke through barriers leading to an uncontrollable stampede amid tightly packed crowds along the 12-kilometer stretch of riverbanks. According to witnesses, one of the worst crushes occurred after large numbers went down to the river to bathe, while others were sleeping on the floor around the congested riverbank. In the meantime, Prime Minister Narendra Modi consoled the loss of lives in Prayag, which was the official confirmation that deaths had occurred in the stampede.
You guys were together?
In South Korea, the rear section of a passenger aircraft caught fire at an airport in Busan, forcing the evacuation of 176 people on board. In a statement, the Transport Ministry said an Air Busan plane was set to fly to Hong Kong from Gimhae International Airport on Tuesday, but caught fire at about 10:15 p.m. local time. The statement, however, gave no information about the cause of the fire other than to say it broke out in the rear of the aircraft. Following the incident, a total of 169 passengers and 7 flight attendants and staff were evacuated down inflatable slides. Of the total, 7 people were reported to be slightly injured during the evacuation, and firefighters managed to completely extinguish the blaze by 11:31 p.m. local time. The Qatari Ministry of Foreign Affairs have announced that the first phase of the Gaza ceasefire agreement is being implemented as planned and that the country is preparing for the second phase of negotiations. Speaking at a press conference in Doha, the ministry spokesman Majid Al-Ansari noted that while minor communication delays have occurred due to the complex situation in Gaza, no significant issues have disrupted the agreement's progress.
We know that till now the implementation has been going as planned, so we hope that that would continue regardless of any kind of political posturing on both sides.
He also said Qatar has been preparing for the second phase of negotiations, which are set to begin in the coming days. Meanwhile, Al-Ansari also addressed US President Donald Trump's recent proposal to clean out the Gaza Strip and move Palestinians to neighboring countries, and strongly reiterated Qatar's unwavering support for the Palestinian people.
Our position has always been clear to the necessity of the Palestinian people receiving their rights and that the two-state solution is the only course forward in order to solve the Palestinian issue. We have always stood with our Palestinian.
Earlier, Democrats in the United States Senate blocked the passage of a bill that would sanction the International Criminal Court (ICC) over its issuance of arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for alleged war crimes in Gaza. The vote on Tuesday saw the bill gain 54 votes in favor and 45 opposed, falling short of the 60 votes needed to advance to a final vote. However, United Nations experts, European officials and the current and former president of the ICC's management body have all come out against the bill, warning it would set a dangerous precedent at a time of increased importance for the international legal order. And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at a traditional Chinese folk dance themed on orchids enchanted audiences during a spring festival gala in China, which ushered in the Year of the Snake on Wednesday, creating a serene and captivating atmosphere during the festive celebrations. With that, I'm Zahir, Kelvin Abdullah. Thank you for watching and have a happy Chinese New Year. Xin Yan Kuai Le.